Итак, ну что же, всех с Антосиком, с вами Антосик, у нас тут вновь Genshin импакт. Продолжаем проходить, продолжаем всю херню это заниматься, сюжеточку нашу проходить, продолжать и т.д. и т.п. Я сейчас только быстренько поправлю тут кое-что. Ага, все. Короче, тут все-таки накопил я, как и обещал, к этому видео вот этой 10 всей хуйни. Зная мое видение, мне, скорее всего, ни хера не выпадет, потому что мне уже как бы сказали, что мне может уже скоро легендарка выпасть, вроде как, но как бы на вот эту хуйню я не рассчитываю, на другую хуйню я тоже не рассчитываю. Скорее всего, мне выпадет чича или что-либо типа того, ну похуй, в принципе, поебать, открываем за 10 штучек. Падает полнейшая хуйня ебаная, ну мне похуй абсолютно. Вот, короче, книжка ебаная, лук. Меч, хуйня, похуй, чича. В принципе, ожидать стоило. Сахароза, меч, оружка, еще одна оружка. Ну и в принципе все. Как-то так вот, зато вторая хуйня на чичу. Окей. Так, сейчас, а где... Как мне тогда прокачать сразу ее? Так, ну, а где, стоп, секунду, я забыл. Так, Что это дает, когда вестик что-то там попадает по цели? Так, в основном 2 единицы энергии. Ну ладно, похуй, окей. Допустим, короче, получается у нас пока продолжаем сюжеточку проходить. Так, нам нужно что? Нам нужно в Льюэ. Я не знаю, как там вроде как... Я запутался, честно, как достичь дальше новую локацию. Ну, как новую, для меня новую. Из-за чего пойдем просто, блять, по сюжетке. Вроде как ее все равно обязательно нужно изначально пройти до конца все. А потом уже разберемся. Так, сейчас, секундочку, у нас тут это тпхнет. Так. Игра, алло, прием. Ты ебанулась? Не умирай, пожалуйста. Ну вроде грузится, все окей. Мне показалось, она подвисла. Ай, в общем. А что сразу? Доброе утро, да. Ну, уже получше. Не грусти, хуйла, блять. Мне нравится, как я своего персонажа назвал, серьезно. Я тупо каменное ебал, да. Паймон, ты о чем? Да, ты...
Then Paimon will be sure to keep up the good work. Although, where should we go next? If we want to continue with the journey... Oh, you mean the god that took your brother away in the first place? You're right. After all, everything that followed, all this confusion, it all started with her.
Стоп, с кого еще раз надо добиться этого? Стоп, секунду, кто я еще раз? Опять что-то пропустил? Так. А мне похуй. Пора уже. Ну вот, все-таки, наверное, мы как раз приближаемся к этой теме. А кого мы встречали? Ацуко. Стоп, это кто? Подожди, когда вы опять кого-то встречали, а я кого-то не встречал вновь? Ну что за хуйня? Секунду. Так, осенний ветер, багряные листья. Ну, блять, это похуй как название. Ну это мы возвращаемся к этой основной сюжетке просто, да. Поговорите с кем? Так, где... Блять, не, я телепортируюсь, это далеко. Извиняйте, но это далековато. Я пиздавать туда не хочу. Я там не доберусь просто так. с какой-то стороны сейчас сижу такой, думаю, блять, обидно. Вот знаете, на похуй залетел в игру, выбил 2 легендарки. Меня вроде как бы игра такая, ну, блять, ну, покатай. А сейчас вот когда думал, может, все-таки чуть поразнообразнее выбить. Вот знаете, единственное, что хочу, вот, ну, так, скажу по секрету. Я хз, есть ли особый смысл в повторках персонажей? Вроде как, типа, их прокачка, ну, вроде как, она дает какие-то бафы. А учитывая то, что я за Чич очень часто играю, точнее, по большей части я за нее играю, собственно, то я просто не знаю, что это способно сделать. Я по большей части вообще нихуя не шарю за статы персонажей, поэтому, да, вот такая вот хуйня. Ну, по сути, может быть, это что-то полезное. Кстати, я ГГ не помню, я вкачивал уже насколько? Блять, охуеть. Ай... Поэтому я сейчас сижу такой, думаю, блядь, ну лучше бы хоть, даже если бы не та ебанашка, которая там в баннере была, то можно было бы хоть что-нибудь поинтереснее дать, что ли, я не знаю. Там же вроде как может и другое что-нибудь выпустить. Секунду, я проверю, только запись нормально идет, звук проверю, потому что все может быть. Звук идет, это главное, все окей. Так, ага, продолжаем. Бля, ну мне нравится звук в реве, ну сука, он прогружается херово немножко сам реве этот ваш ебучий. И... это... Мужик, это ты?
I'm fine.
Да, серьезно, это рыбак, который... Или не рыбак? Подожди, я тебя не помню, стой, ты кто? Ой, я и не к тому подошел. Стоп, в смысле? Я не туда подошел, секунду, блять, а я стою такой, типа, что надо? Это к кому я иду-то? От сука. Ну, тебя я точно уже не помню. Ты кто, блядь? Хули смотришь?
Oh. Hello. Oh, I mean good fortune, right? I'm still learning to talk like a local.
Ты кто?
Is there anything I can help you with?
We wanted to ask, how do we get into Innozuma?
Oh.
Я
So
опять
that's
забыл.
why
Это
you're
кто?
here. Well, there is a way,
Great! We came to the right person!
but the chance of success is incredibly small.
Incredibly small? Then how did you get out of Innozuma in the first place?
It was in leaving Innozuma that I found out just how dangerous this method truly was. All I had to rely on was a little wooden raft that I'd put together myself. There was a storm raging ahead of me, and my pursuers were close on my tail. After I'd escaped their clutches, I floated on the open ocean for I don't know how many days. My rations and freshwater supplies soon ran out, and I remember getting to the point where I was sure I'd reached the end. Then I blacked out. But to my surprise, my journey didn't end there. Or to put it another way, a new beginning found me. That's right. I escaped by the skin of my teeth. The fact that I'm even alive to tell the tale must be a sign that the gods were watching over me.
What a horrible journey! And you set off knowing how dangerous it was? Why?
Well, because everything is just too restrictive over there. The atmosphere is so stifling. The Kanjo Commission subjects everyone leaving or entering the nation to a protracted approval process, and I felt like I didn't belong there.
Kanjo Commission? What's that?
Along with the other two commissions, they oversee everything in Innozuma. We usually collectively refer to them as the Tri-Commission. I suppose they're equivalent to the 8 trades under the Liu Chising. One of the obligations of the Kanjo Commission is to conduct rigorous identity checks on all individuals leaving or entering Innozuma.
Нихуя непонятно, но
All
очень интересно.
non-nationals are processed centrally on Rito upon arrival. Meanwhile, the Tenryo Commission is responsible for implementing the recently promulgated Vision Hunt Decree. They act like the executive arm of the Raiden Shogun's rule, loyal, yet unfeeling. It doesn't feel good to speak ill of my home like this, but after spending so long under that oppressive atmosphere, I begin to lose all hope for the future. What I mean to say is, unless you have an extremely compelling reason to go to Innozuma, you should abandon your plans of trying to get there.
Мне похуй, у меня есть серьезная причина, конечно
You
же.
should know that the sea around Innozuma is engulfed in a perpetual tempest of wind and rain. Supposing you survived that, you would still need to get past the samurai guards that enforce the Sakoku Decree, the closed nation policy of Innozuma. And even if you did manage to find a way, you'd still have to produce the necessary documentation at the Rito Center for processing Outlanders. Otherwise, you'd be kicked out immediately.
Seems like they really don't want anyone setting foot in Innozuma, huh?
Так, но у них же есть остров Рита, есть куда податься.
They only set that up as a port to guarantee a supply of goods and information to the island. Most Outlanders would be unable to acquire the documentation needed. But if you really are set on going, there is one thing you could try.
The raft idea sounds a little on the dangerous side. Plus, Paimon would definitely get seasick.
That's not what I meant. You could ask someone from the Crux fleet if they have some way of getting you to Innozuma. They're well known in Liyue. Voyaging far and wide has made them a well-traveled group with a wide range of experiences. They may just know how to break through the storm.
But it's an armed fleet, right? Why would they agree to a request like this?
That part is up to you. If you're able to persuade their captain, БЭЙ ДОУ, then the hardest part will be out of the way.
Так, ну попробовать.
The Alcor is the flagship of the Crux fleet. I heard that it's currently anchored by Guyunstone Forest on a supply
А,
line.
ну с БЭЙ ДОУ
This
корабль
might
я
be
уже
your
слышал,
best
я уже
chance.
знаю, где он, поэтому
Then
no
there's
проблема.
no time to lose. Let's go find Captain БЭЙ ДОУ.
Так, ну поперлись. По сути, я там уже был. Встретить с БЭЙ ДОУ на Алькоре. Ага, ну я там был, я вам отвечаю, я так и знал. Да-да-да, это сюда. Я туда попал, мне там сказали, ты хуй тут делаешь, съебался отсюда. И я такой, ну ладно, я съебусь. Единственное, я, да, там не знаю, насколько сюжетное, не сколько сюжетное. Так. Так. Пу-пу-пу. Блять, сука, почему мне чича выпала? Нет, с одной стороны, мне на чичу как бы наоборот, баф это всегда хорошо. Но с другой стороны, сука, я не знаю, что баф делает. Но вроде как ульт... Стоп, секунду, что он делает? Ага. Это на эту способность или на обычную способность, но не суть важно. Я, по-моему, туда попадал с помощью горы. Я уж не помню, как я туда попадал. По-моему, да, я на самую... Тут гора довольно высокая, на самом деле, поэтому можно с помощью горы спокойно забраться. Так, это ебучий мотылёк отстань. Мне сейчас не до тебя. Сундук потом открою как-нибудь в будущем. Так, слаймики, хуяемики, пацаны, нет, они не выебывайтесь. Тут не надо, я вас сейчас отпизживать. Ой, цветочек, ну ладно, цветочек мы могу отпиздить.
Wheel of life. Faster? Okay, faster.
Так, насколько там высоко? Ну, еще вот на самую верхушку вот эту поднимемся и с нее как раз спрыгнем. Думаю, блядь, ой, только не вы, пацаны. Ой, отъебитесь, короче. Я надеюсь, мне хватит долететь. Хватит долететь, блядь! Ладно. Не-не-не. Я с вами связываться даже не хочу, идите нахер. Бля, все заруинили, падла. Отсюда мне не хватит. Вот, блять, хули они там заспавнились? Надо что-то с ними делать. Ёпка ломана. Ёкарный баба, нужно что-то делать. Так, ну, бля, я их пиздить очень не хочу сейчас. Мне вот прям вот делать нечего, кроме как их пиздить. Я думаю, сейчас по-быстренькому. Блять, они тут тусуются. Ладно, отстаньте. Пацаны, не лезьте. Я думаю, вот сюда еще чуть-чуть повыше подним. Мусь! И будет нормально. Будет нормально, будет нормально. Они тут меня особо не достают. Достают вроде как или не достают? Ну и хорошо. Так, и прямо отсюда полетели. Главное, чтобы не попали. Так, тихо. Вот это был... Вот это был... Это было прям очень нехорошо, но... По-моему, мы все летим нормально. Да. Окей. Сейчас я поправлю немножко микрофон. Так, ну и получается... Мы что, наконец-таки в эту ебаную Innozuma отправляемся или как? Хотя... куда отправляться-то? Нам сейчас скажут, попиздите с этими челиками, попиздите еще что-нибудь, а помогите нам швабру какую-нибудь найти, я не знаю, какую-нибудь, блядь, обязательно скажут, типа, а вот что, блядь, где швабра? Отпиздим тебя сейчас шваброй. Так, это я исследую сразу, тут капуста, тут капуста, тут капуста, тут капуста. БЭЙ ДОУ нам нужно найти, встретитесь с БЭЙ ДОУ. О! Доброго утречка. Угу. Меня тут это, отпиздить хотели.
Wait, I know you. You're that traveler, aren't you? The one who fought against the Fatui in Osile, right?
Ты вроде со мной ходишь, мы с тобой это пиздили там камешки. Ну ладно.
Ningguang told me about you. A traveler of great insight and remarkable skill has saved Liyue, she said.
Угу. Ну, ты мне вроде камушки помогаешь
She's a
ломать,
hard
когда
one
надо.
to please, so praise from her is high praise indeed. I remember thinking at the time that it'd be good to meet you in person. Judging by the clothes on your back and this floating thing, I guess that time has come.
Hey!
Консерва,
the
да?
name's not floating thing, it's Paimon!
Paimon? What a fascinating being. You two give off not only the essence of wind and earth, but also of... Yes, the stars.
Huh? The fragrance of what now? That's the weirdest compliment Paimon's ever heard.
Pay it no heed. I mean only to say I am certain that it is by fate, not chance alone, that we should meet.
Это должно быть
And
точно.
that gives our encounter meaning.
You're not far off, but they go by a different name in Innozuma. This young man is Kaidahara Kazuha, a temporary addition to my crew for reasons I won't bore you with. Occasionally, he opens his mouth and flowers come out instead of words.
With this fine ship and the soft sea breeze, would it not be romantically irresponsible of me not to acknowledge it with a line or two of poetry?
Well, I can't argue with that. Okay, then. Once the clash is underway, I'll give you a chance to perform.
Only if the mood takes me, of course. Poetry for poetry's sake tends to lack
блядь,
meaning.
как тебя нахуй вообще
Hey,
зовут?
you
Ебанулся.
don't want to pass this opportunity up too easily, especially seeing as our great hero here might be in attendance.
Oh, wait a minute, what's the clash?
Естественно, естественно, нас просто так никуда не отпустят. Чё, думали, что ли, просто так это, поплывем сразу?
I thought you might be here to sign up. You're telling me you've never even heard of it? The Crux Clash is a martial arts tournament that I hold. There'll be a whole bunch of folks taking part to showcase their talents. There are two
Да не, нам это
important
нахуй не надо,
rules.
мы и так всем
One,
всех там отпиздим.
competitors must be renowned fighters. We want those with real martial arts ability, not just people taking part for the fun of it. So, you've got nothing to worry about there. I don't think there's anyone out there who hasn't heard of you. Two, you can't take part if you've got a vision. Otherwise, things get a little one-sided.
Так, ага.
You must be feeling confident, but you might want to watch out. There are a few crouching tigers and hidden dragons lurking around in Liyue. And with Liyue's savior taking part in the tournament, now that's gonna turn a few heads. I think we can expect a healthy turnout this time.
But we didn't come here to take part in a martial arts tournament.
Well, before you dismiss the idea completely, you might be interested to hear that the prize this time round is particularly sought after.
Ну только не
Get
море.
this. It's a masterless vision.
Ага.
Supplied by myself, as a matter of fact. If the tournament champion can reawaken that vision, it belongs to them.
Is there really such thing as a masterless vision?
Я что-то забыл. Что
When the
такое глаз
vision
бога?
bearer
Подожди,
dies,
стоп,
The
секундочку.
light in their vision will fade away,
Так.
but the shell that housed that light remains.
Угу.
As for whether this shell has any practical application, well, this remains to be seen. But my intuition tells me that while it remains in the world, it may just be possible for someone else to inherit it.
Yep.
А может и нет.
And the way I see it, a vision is a badge of recognition from the gods. So if anyone's able to rekindle it, it's gotta be an individual of exceptional strength and talent.
Ну давай просто давай
Organizing the
мне
clash
сразу
is
и
my
все, иди
way of
нахуй.
uncovering hidden talents.
Бля, ну тут
And
это
hopefully
просто.
this time, getting a vision to glow again. So if you don't have a vision, this is the perfect opportunity to get your hands on one of your very own.
М,
Yeah, we're interested in getting to Innozuma, not fighting in some tournament.
Innozuma? You want to go there?
Well, why didn't you say so? Innozuma, no sweat. In that case, if you win the tournament, I'll give you a choice. Masterless vision or a ticket to Innozuma aboard the Alcor.
Ну ладно.
You just want her to take part in your tournament.
What's wrong with that? The more talent we have, the better the tournament will be. I couldn't let a competitor like you fall through the net.
What are we gonna do? Looks like we pretty much have to do this tournament if we want to get.
А можно сказать нет, давайте ей поебалу дадим, скажем, сука.
Great.
Давай
Then let's get
поехали.
you signed up.
Ну
Head to the
серьезно,
tournament arena in Guyun
ладно.
Stone Forest.
Да, меня
Kazuma and I
заставляют
will be
опять
over
херней
soon.
заниматься.
It seems like it will only be a matter of time before the
Ладно.
answer is revealed.
Угу. И этот хуел что-то сидит там, подплёздывает ей, ну ладно. Пусть сквозь шторм, подойдите к бойцовской арене. Ну пошли, что нам остается делать, собственно. Так, а как мне туда побыстрее, наверное, так. Там я не вижу особо прохода. Да. Но я знал, что мы просто так это не сможем все сразу сделать. Нас стопудово погоняют куда-нибудь, нам скажут, типа, сделай то, сделай все, выполни это, выполни то сначала. Собери 7 миллиардов, блядь, листочков, цветочков и всякой хуйни еще какой-нибудь рандомной. Отпизди всех, кого только возможно. Принеси жабу, кибержабу, краба, еще какую-нибудь хуйню. Ну, краба я уже нашел, я молодец. Вот. Это не то, секунду, я не туда пришел. Краба еще одного. Еще один камень. Это ракушка. Ну и хуй с ней, ракушка так ракушка. Какая там бойцовская арена? Я вроде здесь бегал, я не помню здесь никакой арены. Ягодки соберу. Бля, там в натуре какая-то арена была? Я что-то и не в курсе. Ну это просто... Я думал, это... Ага, ну давай. Дядюшка Июнь. Ты уверен, что... Братан, ты лучше беги, пока не поздно. Тебя сейчас отпиздят.
You bet I am. Have you put your names down yet? Well, I'd have a look at the entrance criteria if I were you. Then allow just anyone to take part.
Скорее, у нас вопрос
Clash is a
крутые, ну ладно.
comprehensive test of fighting ability. Anyone who turns up for show over skill is gonna get their butt handed to them. Nobody wants to see that, right?
Yeah, we heard a rule about that. So, Paimon's wondering, are you a renowned fighter?
Me? Only a former runner-up in the Chihu Rock Freestyle Combat Summit. Oh yeah.
Also, that doesn't sound like the most official tournament out there.
What? You... Nonsense. Have you been living under a rock? It's been going on for years. There were plenty of competitors when I took part. Not to mention, I've helped the Millilith catch treasure hoarders before. There were 2 of them trying to escape. I soon sorted them out. They tried to sneak past me under the cover of darkness. They didn't know what hit them. I planted a left hook on the skinnier one's face and sent him flying. Then, the big guy pulled out a knife. I stood my ground, of course. A roundhouse kick sent the blade hurtling into a beam above us.
Так, звучит опасно.
I told you. Unarmed, outnumbered 2-1, but I still got the upper hand. I'm not saying I came out completely unscathed, of course, but the fact remains that I did manage to subdue the both of them and hand them over to the Millilith.
Ветерком
I received
пиздануть
quite the commendation.
и отлетит нахуй и все.
But for us, even 4 or 5 treasure hoarders at a time is all in a day's work. Alright, we're gonna keep looking around.
I'll see you in the arena, but I don't plan on losing to a pair of children anytime soon.
Так, ну допустим, пойдем еще с кем-то попиздим. Чай и. Чай приготовишь?
Hi there, are you here for the Crux Clash too?
That's right. Nothing beats real-life combat for honing your skills. That's what our master taught us. But this tournament is more than just a chance to put training into practice. It's also a chance for us to obtain the masterless vision.
Exactly. With a vision, we'd quickly become our master's top students.
This master of yours must be pretty incredible, huh? Are they someone famous?
Famous? He's the founder of the Lingshan clan, and his skills are unparalleled. Liang and I are both proud disciples of his.
Да мы нихуя ни в чем не
You
размышляем,
probably
поэтому
wouldn't have
ладно.
heard of it. It was founded quite recently. The clan is nowhere near as famous as the master himself anyway. He's got to be a grand master or something. He's created many different styles of kung fu, and countless other clans have borrowed extensively
ладно.
from him. To the Lingshan clan, he teaches a special technique known as force dispersal.
Force dispersal?
It's a type of breathing exercise where you can train yourself to harness the energy around you and neutralize attacks without moving an inch. For example, our master can use it to alter the path of an attacking fist, or change the direction of an incoming stone, all without breaking a sweat.
One time, he sent a challenger flying into the air without lifting a finger.
It sure is, but it's extremely difficult to cultivate this ability. We've been training for ages and we're still getting to grips with the very basics. There's no way we could use it proficiently yet.
We're clearly not that naturally gifted, or we would have at least gotten the gist by now. If we don't start making progress soon, we'll probably run out of money to pay the tuition fees and still have nothing to show for all our training.
There's a tuition fee?
Of course! This is a grand master we're talking about here. He doesn't have time to waste. If you want face-to-face training, you've got to show you're sincere about it.
But here we are, having trained under him directly all this time without even a hint of improvement. Master is getting increasingly impatient with us. Recently, though, we heard that a vision bearer joined the Guhua clan and made pretty much instant progress in their training.
So, if we can get our hands on a vision too, maybe we can finally make our master proud.
Well, we have to try something new. Otherwise, we're stuck in the same situation.
Exactly. It can't hurt to try. And if it turns out it does work, the Lingshan clan will go down in history. Folks will come from far and wide. Heck, we could even become the dominant martial arts clan in all of Liyue.
Ну...
See you in the arena.
Блять, нахуя меня заставляют сидеть их слушать, если я знаю, что я их отпизжу все равно. Мне, блять, их жалко, наоборот, становится уже даже. Так, Цинью, ладно.
Hey, youngster. Are you here for the Crux Clash too? If so, seems I found myself another new adversary.
So you're also here for the tournament?
You better believe it. I wouldn't be here if I didn't think I could walk away as a champion. For me, obtaining a vision is the final and most important piece in the puzzle that is my life. No. It's not about what I want to do. This is about who I want to be. I am looking to become a perfect person. I know how that sounds, but let me explain. I've lived a successful life so far, without any setbacks. I've passed every exam I've ever taken, enjoyed numerous successful business ventures, and seem to get on with just about everyone socially. In most people's eyes, I am already the very embodiment of the perfect person. Though, of course, I'd never let the praise get to my head. I know I haven't reached perfection yet, because there's one thing I'm still missing. A vision.
А нахуя?
You have so much self-confidence.
That's not important. I have a contact in the Crux fleet who was happy to vouch for me, so they very kindly made special arrangements on my behalf. I've also brought along a bit of an entourage for moral support. It's such a blessing, really, to have so many good friends in my neighborhood. Of course, I also put in a few good days' practice, concentrating mostly on rare and esoteric styles of kung fu. As a high achiever by nature, I'm confident I've done enough to guarantee my victory in this tournament.
Ну, будем честны.
You don't mince your words, do you? The arena will be the judge. Now then, if you don't mind, I need to finish my pre-competition routine. It's not too long now before you'll get to see me in action.
Блять, Пайман сидит такая, типа, бля, ну тебя отпиздит, дружище, ну
So,
хули
to
ты
recap,
выебаешь.
we're up against an inflated ego, some gullible guys paying way too much for their kung fu classes, and another guy who's just really average.
Угу.
Seems like you've got a pretty good chance of winning this thing. Come on!
Ой, блять, Пайман, ну ты что-то
Jinx the
долгие
village arm
паузы
wrestling
делаешь
champion,
между
huh?
фразами своими.
All
Так.
right, you're signed up.
Угу.
Next, please. What's your name?
Меня зовут Хуила.
Wait, aren't you?
Хуила, да.
Did I hear that right?
Is it really them?
Huh? Aren't they a vision bearer, though? Why are they trying to enter the clash?
I have to ask, aren't you the traveler that helped Liyue fight off that ancient god?
Угу.
It's really her!
The one that spoke with Lady Kuching at the rite of parting.
Oh, I wonder if I can get her autograph later.
I trust you are aware that only those without visions can enter the tournament?
Хуила с богу, у нас нет уже ничего такого.
Really? But from what I've heard, the things you're capable of in combat are nothing short of extraordinary.
Нам
You
просто
walk into the most
похуй. Вы
dangerous
посмотрите на
situations
ее каменное
imaginable,
ебало, ей
face off against all
похуй.
sorts of monsters, even the Fatui, and always come out on top.
Yep, she still doesn't have a vision though. See for yourself.
My apologies. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm sure a great hero like yourself would have no reason to lie. Now, could I ask you to provide a few claims to fame? It's just a formality for you, of course, but I have to make a record of competitors' achievements as part of the sign-up process. So far, I've got defeated the ancient god Osail, so that's one. Do you have any others?
Ну ладно.
Yeah, and also a dragon too. Put down battle with Storm Terror.
Whoa.
Might as well declare her the champion already.
Угу.
I wonder if it's too late to withdraw.
Okay, that's plenty. Actually, this is the most dazzling track record I've ever seen. By a long shot. Right, your registration is complete. Now, a brief word about the prize.
А другие, как бы, ты
A
сказала,
great
вроде
hero such
несколько.
as yourself can surely only be here for one thing. To win the tournament and claim the grand prize, namely, a vision.
Oh, we're not here for that. We're here because Captain Beidou promised to take us to Innozuma if we win the tournament.
There's another prize, too? Oh, first I've heard of it.
Beidou must have upped the stakes this time to attract top talent.
But why would anyone want to go somewhere as dangerous as Innozuma?
Мы
I
ёбнутые.
see. So, I take it you discussed your terms with Beidou in advance, then? Well, I'm sure a great hero has an important reason for being here. Anyway, the qualifying rounds are about to begin. I'll leave you to your preparation.
Hey, so Paimon's thinking about that whole no vision bearers rule in this tournament. Even though you don't have a vision, most people in Teyvat think that you can't manipulate the elements without one. So Paimon thinks you probably shouldn't use your elemental abilities during the tournament. You know, just to avoid any misunderstandings. In any case, looking at the competition, it should still be pretty easy for you to win, even without using any
Ну,
elements,
по
right?
сути, насколько мы
All right,
вкачаны,
it's
наверное.
showtime! You got this!
Угу.
You seem like you're raring to go. Are you ready to compete?
Ну да, готово. Что еще делать?
Good. Then please follow me into the arena.
Угу. То есть мне без шуток
Our next
ультовать нельзя.
competitor is seen by many as the favorite to win this tournament.
Чё, у меня хп так
Her
мало?
first bout begins now.
Блядь, реально
You're the
отлетает.
hero they're talking about?
Ой, бабочка, я бабочку подберу пока что.
How am I supposed to win now?
Давай, дружище, ты же там это, типа, опасный очень. Ой, как нихуя ты махаешь ногой, ебать. Давай, еще, махни. Нихуя. Нихуя замахнулся. Сколько хп снесешь? Давай. О, аж целых 637 хп. Ну, блядь, ну ты даешь. Ебать ты опасный. Че лежим? А, ну, че? Тихо, игра, ты только не пугай меня, не надо. Игра.
What a strange guy. Why was he so confident to begin with?
Угу.
Well, now that we've
Ну ладно. Чё, других людей пиздить будем или как?
I knew I wouldn't regret introducing you as the favorite. So, what do you think, Kazuha? She totally dominated that guy and did it with style, too.
Impressive. But I also observed our favorite exercise some restraint, as if to protect the opponent from serious harm.
Well, I fought my fair share of battles, both big and small. And I say, after the show she put on just now, she's more than convinced me of her ability.
А чё мы там,
So,
блядь, просто
come
помахали
on.
мечом и
We all
всё.
know you've got a wide vocabulary in there. Can't you spare a word or two to congratulate our
У меня
up-and-coming
есть подозрение,
champion?
что этот видос будет на
Alright.
час, лишь потому что,
Let
опять-таки,
me think how to
я хочу
aptly
успеть в
phrase
Innozuma
these
попасть
words
всё-таки в
of
этом видео.
praise.
Но я не уверен, что сможем.
You fought well.
All right then. I was thinking your inner poet might want to join in the fun, but I guess I shouldn't put you on the spot like that. You know, a lot of competitors came to me saying how surprised they were that Liua's hero was entering the tournament. And since you signed up, we've had many others do the same, with more than a few top-tier fighters among them. I'm sure lots of them are here to find out how they stack up against you. Well, since everyone sees you as the one to beat, I figure I should start treating you that way too. For one thing, we don't want you wasting all your energy in the early rounds fighting people who are well below your level. Not to mention, you must be itching
Чё,
to fight
против
someone in
тебя
your
сейчас
league
будем
too,
биться? В
right?
смысле, на что он намекает?
So, I'm putting you straight through to the semifinals.
И кто же?
But we only just started the qualifiers. Seems like a crazy system if we just skip straight to the semifinals.
This is how Captain БЭЙ ДОУ works. You won't persuade her otherwise. Besides, at your level, you would have made it to the semifinals anyway.
To be fair, Paimon was thinking that too.
All right, I'm gonna watch some more of the tournament. If there's any potential contenders for you out there, I want to know who they are and what they're about.
Ну, блядь, нам опять людей пиздить, да? Ага, и кто
We're
же?
finally here, folks. The real show is about to begin.
The captain seems to have high hopes for this tournament. I have not seen her so excited in quite some time. Your opponent has fought many rounds to get to the semifinals. This makes him a seasoned warrior. You may well be stronger than him, but this should not give you cause to lower your guard.
Не будем.
Very well. Show me that you are ready to push through the storm that lies ahead.
All right, that's enough chit-chat for now. The audience is waiting. Go find the crew member that signed you up. She'll take you into the arena.
Так, ну ладно, пошли. Опять пиздить людей будем. Ну что ж такое-то? Ну ёкарный бабай. Нужно что-то делать. Сейчас, секунду, я отхилюсь, а то что-то как-то маловато хп у меня. Ну давай, ладно, похер.
Your opponent in the semifinals is new to the Crux Clash, but he has quickly become the dark horse of the tournament.
Ага.
I do not doubt your abilities, but I would suggest that you make sure you are fully prepared before you begin.
Прикиньте, нас сейчас против вентилятора поставят, мы будем его пиздить ногами.
Game. She ain't gonna lose.
Так, готово.
Okay, follow me.
Угу.
At
И...
last, the moment we've all been waiting for. The semifinals have begun.
Ой, да
Who's
ладно,
it gonna be this
что-то...
time? The hero or the dark horse?
I don't care about the prize. You're a strong opponent. That's what I'm here for.
Угу. Ну да, ну да. Дружище, что-то тебе как-то очень не фартит, я тебе так скажу. Ну давай, поднимайся, я так уж и быть подожду. Ну давай там это, у тебя чуть-чуть хп, давай, может что-нибудь сделаешь еще. Ну давай, давай, ты сможешь, давай, ну ладно, иди нахуй. Что так лагает, что так зависать не надо, спокойнее. Игра, не пугай меня, вот без этого давай.
Sweating all over. It's a good feeling.
Угу.
Congratulations. I was beaten by the best. I need to train harder.
Угу.
Right. For a moment there, Paimon was a little worried.
Да ладно, что
You
там
had a
волноваться.
vision. You'd definitely be one of the strongest around.
I wanted a vision once, when I was a kid. People said that if you're strong enough, you'll have your chance to get one. but mine never came. I lost interest eventually. You can't depend on a vision like you can your own body. I've fought and won against vision bearers before. The power they have was given to them by the gods. I don't envy it.
Huh? You mean you didn't sign up to try and get your hands on that masterless vision?
No, I didn't. I only wanted to pit myself against other fighters and see who was the strongest. Only in defeat can you understand your weaknesses and learn from them.
Все прям такие
So
вот
I'm pleased with today's outcome.
добродушные,
I
все
don't
прям
often have
такие
the pleasure of
позитивные.
experiencing defeat.
Ну, естественно, да-да-да.
True strength talking.
If you have the chance in the future, please come and spar with me again. I will be stronger next time.
Ну ладно.
By the way, do you know who else made it into the finals? Is it gonna be someone even tougher than you?
Whether they'll be as tough as me, I don't know. But what I have heard is that they're extremely quick.
Да ладно, всех отпиздим. Что там палится? Ой, парится, блядь. Мы всех отпиздим.
There he goes.
Угу. Че, опять
Maybe we
пойду?
should ask around, see what we can find out about our opponent
Да
in the
ебаный
final
сыр,
round.
зачем нам
Hunter
расспрашивать?
thinks we might need to up our game a little.
Ну давай, дружище, что?
I watched your match. What a stunning performance. I myself was eliminated in the third round. Shame. If only I could have advanced one more round.
Maybe next time, huh? By the way, do you happen to know who else advanced to the final round?
Why, yes. He's the same one who defeated me. He is a formidable opponent, quick on his feet and swift to take advantage of his opponent's missteps. I faltered for but a brief moment, but before I knew it, he had me on the floor. Given my stature, I have no fear of squaring off with physically strong opponents.
А мы где были в
But
этот
faced
момент,
with a
когда он
nimble, agile
файтился?
opponent such as him, I found myself
То
completely
есть,
out of
типа,
my
мы такие,
league.
ну чё, ну пофайтились,
Still,
все,
I'm sure he'll be no match for you.
уходим куда подальше сразу. Мы думали, мы тут так сидим и ждем, пока это все получим, все выполним. Что-то бред какой-то, типа, что мы расспрашиваем, если мы сами должны были видеть, по сути.
Well, where did the other guy go?
Все, помер.
He tried to use force dispersal to deflect a punch, but instead he took it straight to the nose. There was blood all over the place. His opponent was pretty freaked out by it. He kept asking him, "Why didn't you dodge?" But he was pretty much out cold by that point and couldn't reply. "Why don't you dodge?" they ask. Because to not dodge is the very essence of Lingshan clan kung fu. It's just that he hadn't quite mastered it yet.
Так.
Don't even get me started. I spent all my energy helping him get from here to the boat to take him back to the harbor. But by the time I got back, my scheduled match time had already passed and I had to forfeit. I don't dare tell my master about this, otherwise I'd never hear the end of it. Sorry, I shouldn't be complaining in front of you like this. I'm afraid I'm still a bit out of sorts at the moment, so I probably won't be able to help you with whatever you were here to ask
Ну
me
да,
about.
жалко пацанчиков.
All right then. Hope your buddy makes a swift recovery. Hang in there.
Thanks, I'll do my best.
Так, ну может просто пойдем попиздимся сразу.
We still
Так,
haven't got any useful information yet.
зачем нам информация о нем? Мы
Maybe we
можем
can
просто
go talk
сразу и
to
пойти
Bill.
пиздиться.
Surely she's gotta know something.
Ну, логично. Поехали.
You gave an outstanding performance. Truly commendable.
Днем.
I could sense that you're not familiar with bouts of this kind, and it could have cost you the match. But you were quick to adapt and managed to claim victory over your opponent.
У меня просто ульту забрали, вот и все. Я, может быть, даже
In fact,
ульту
I
бы протестил
discerned
бы,
this
если бы
not
можно
from
было
what I
тут
saw, but what I
завязать.
heard. The ground beneath your feet and the pattern of your breathing. But it is nothing remarkable, for I discerned nothing more than Captain Beidou did.
He's right. But in my case, I was purely relying on previous experience. I guess not using your elemental powers must be quite new for you, huh?
Так, это точно.
We wanted to ask about who our opponent will be in the final round. Do you think they'll be stronger than the one we faced in the semifinals?
Not exactly. Contenders that reach the finals aren't necessarily stronger. They tend to have something unique about their style. As for the guy you'll be facing, his skill lies in his speed, and he has superior form. It's also obvious that he's seen his fair share of battles. What's the matter? Worried that you've bitten off more than you can chew this time?
If that is the case, then I have a proposal for you. Let's go somewhere a little quieter, shall we?
Это очень
I
странно
haven't
звучит, но
properly
ладно.
introduced myself yet. In the land of Innozuma, I was a wandering samurai.
Yeah, we could tell that from your getup. But at the same time, when you talk, you don't really sound like someone who's used to waving a sword around.
Чё с ним пиздиться надо
It
было?
is true that I am versed both in literary and martial traditions. But on the straggling path of a wandering samurai, is there harm in acquiring a surplus skill? I do not mean to flaunt my martial prowess, but I myself have witnessed reputable fighters hailing from across the lands. I do possess some knowledge regarding your opponent's particular skill set. Given your talents, a few hints from me will be all that's necessary to bring your opponent down.
Hang on. Don't you think you're bending the rules a bit there?
Gathering intelligence is an essential part of any duel. You must know your enemy. Besides, our favorite here has fought many battles on their journey from Mondstadt. Such impressive feats require more than just bravery alone.
You betcha! Wait a second. We never told you that we've been to Mondstadt.
Does one not leave a trail when traveling through the wild? In return, nature also leaves its traces upon you. However, there is only so much that can be discerned from these traces. I sense that many things about you elude me still. These are the things I am curious to know about. Come with me. Some post-match entertainment is in order.
Отдыхать, давай, сука, отпиздим всех быстрее, уже заебал, блядь. Ну пошли, пошли, куда он? Куда ты издеваешься? Ой, тебе делать нехуй, ладно, тпшимся. Не, я видос на час вперед, опять мне похуй, я хочу-то пройти эту сюжетку. После этого можно будет их делить на части пополам, остальные сюжетки, все такое, и т.д. и т.п. Но сейчас, вот сейчас, нужно допройти до конца, открыть эту ебучую Innozuma. Пускай на час, пускай на полтора, мне похуй, я ебашу. Я ебашу как могу. Ну давай, Казуха. Так, ага.
You are skilled in manipulating the elements, and not just a single element, but multiple. Is that...
Paimon knew that you were hinting at something from the moment we met. You've known all along.
That's right. If the other contenders were to catch wind of your elemental abilities, let's just say it would cause some unwanted misunderstandings. If I'm not mistaken, you share these considerations, given your reluctance to use elemental skills even in the heat of a match.
Так вы же сами сказали, это буквально
When I
там
talk about that which I see or hear in you, this is not poetic symbolism at play. I mean these things in the truest sense possible. Since a young age, I have been attuned to the tidings of nature. I hear the breath of the wind and the whispers of the leaves. It is things of this nature that I also hear from within you.
Ну слышишь ты и слышишь,
Nothing more.
блядь.
As crazy as all that sounds, somehow Paimon still believes you.
My humble abilities are negligible compared to your incredible feats. To think a human could wield the elements without a vision. And not to mention your incredibly complex scent, like that of some mysterious being.
Hey, stop evaluating us based on our smell. It's weird.
Could you perchance enlighten me as to how you managed to obtain your combined elemental abilities?
Так, ну ладно, давайте на чистоту.
Extraordinary. So then, might I be so bold as to inquire how exactly it is that you learn to channel elemental energy and even wield it in combat?
Серьезно?
It's nothing really. Paimon just told her whatever came to mind. It's been a long journey, and many things have happened along the way. Somehow, she just naturally learned to use the elements through it all. Honestly, even Paimon doesn't understand how it all works.
Perhaps such unfathomable things are the essence of the gods and the visions they grant. However, I still wish to have the honor of seeing how you wield the elements. Perhaps it may yet reveal something to me. Of course, I too shall share with you all that I've learned. That will make it a fair exchange.
Так.
Now then, let's test your skills.
А, то есть мы типа сейчас это... По отдельности с ним пофайтимся. Одолейте монстров, чтобы показать свои навыки владения элементами. Ну пошли, ладно. Ну я не только свои покажу, ну да ладно, похуй. Блять, что я нажал? Я хотел уснуть немножечко так. Гоба, давай. Угу. Огонь против огня мне похуй. Херачим и так сойдет. Прекрасно, это огонь против огня. Он работает, естественно, так и должно. Мне нравится то, что у меня подлагивает. Секунду, я проверю быстренько ОБС-ку. Не, как минимум звук нормальный. Ладно, это главное. Ну давай, быстрее пизди слаймика, пиздим слаймика, пиздим слаймика, быстрее, 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 сука, сколько у тебя хп, хули так много? Так, ну чё, ой, ладно, поехали еще. Тут есть электрические, но кому какая хер разница? Я думал, мы с ним пиздиться будем. Ну ладно. Да ты заебал. Да ты сейчас она сдохнет. Блять, что так? Так, пацаны, полегче, поспокойнее. Давайте это. Мне водного главное снести. Хорошо. Теперь ледяного. Полетел. Ага. Гоба. Давай гобу, гобу, срочно. Гобу еще одного. Ну ладно. Без гоба придется. Так, ну шо, доволен? Ну давай, 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 давай. Может скажешь сразу, то, что ну все, молодец, поплыли.
Your skills in battle are truly beyond reproach. Even with your opponent's speed, he shouldn't be able to overwhelm you. Your opponent is skilled at controlling his breathing and maintaining balance, which enables him to execute moves that many would find impossible. He relies entirely on the element of surprise to defeat his opponents. In other words, as long as you remain mindful of his ability to detect weak points, then his attacks should pose no threat to you.
Ну ладно. Мы все равно пиздим.
If anything, I should be thanking you for the opportunity to witness your command of the elements that defies all known principles. The world is a truly mysterious place, it seems, and one will always encounter that which is still unknown.
You seem kind of obsessed with visions, but don't you already have your own? Why are you so intent on exploring the connection between visions and the elements?
I desire to know what meaning visions have to the gods, and what influences the gods' decision to grant humans these visions. My apologies. You must be completely in the dark regarding such matters. For allowing me the honor of witnessing your mystical ways, I am willing to answer any questions you may have regarding Innozuma.
Гениально.
So that's what you're curious about? Then allow me to tell you more. As you well know, a vision hunt decree is currently underway in Innozuma. Visions are a gift bestowed by the divine. People that have accepted this gift are now having their visions confiscated inexplicably. Sometimes in circumstances that leave their original recipients.
Я так понимаю, там очень весело, да?
In the outset, supposing each of the 7 archons had their criteria for granting visions to living beings,
все, что нам говорят, нас просто
then
тупо
does the
запугивают.
current
Нахуй эту Innozuma, забей,
Electro-Archon
не
now
лезь
doubt
туда,
these
блядь.
criteria,
Съебись.
or even the act in and of
Иди
itself?
отсюда.
Not to mention, with no new electrovisions having been granted for such a long time, It would seem that we can infer something of the Raiden Shogun's feelings on the matter.
She sounds less like an Archon and more like a tyrant.
As far as I know, she is an Archon that pursues eternity. She will relentlessly carry out her will with no regard to what others may think or feel. Liyue's contracts are meant to benefit all who reside within Liyue. But what does Innozuma's pursuit of eternity bring to its people? It goes without saying that the people locked within Innozuma do not fare well these days.
Sounds a lot like something the god you encountered in the beginning would do.
Oh? Have you encountered the Electro Archon before?
Да нет.
With time, we will change. But the Shogun will remain the same. If you wish to find her, she will forever be there. There will come a day when I too shall wish to understand the answers to eternity from her. Ah, the time for your match is approaching.
Oh, right!
Ой, ну наконец-таки.
Innozuma that Paimon forgot all about the tournament.
If you have no other matters to attend to, then we can return together.
Все, пошли.
Very well. Let's go. I wish to see who will obtain the vision.
Да ты, думаю, понимаешь уже кому. Шутишь, что ли, блядь? А, нас сразу допахнули на битву, что ли? Ну ладно. Спасибо и на этом. Ладно, пускай. А, просто поближе. С Бэй Доу.
Why isn't he here yet?
Кто?
Never mind. We can start by making your entrance first. Everyone, listen up! Your attention, please! We've reached the climax of the Crux Clash! This is the final match! We've seen many exciting battles today, and now at long last, the two finalists have emerged. Now, I'd like to introduce our first combatant. Though few have seen her, her reputation knows no bounds. She strikes fear into the heart of Osile, and the mere mention of her name causes even Fatui Harbingers to turn pale in the face. Introducing Liyue's traveling hero!
Wow!
I've been waiting for this moment.
I'm sure everyone witnessed her thrilling match in the semifinals. But today's final round will surely take things up a notch. As for our other combatant, he still hasn't arrived. Oh, come on, what could be taking him so long? You can't just forfeit for not showing up like in previous rounds. This is the finals. Apologies, everyone just sit tight.
Может, перепутал реально.
They've got no other choice. If he doesn't show up, we'll just have to postpone the match.
Wait a moment. Something doesn't seem right about this. Captain Beidou,
Он уже нас
perhaps
атакует,
we
да?
should check on the prize. Traveler, come with us.
А, нас заскамили. Я понял, принял. Пошли проверим.
Let me see. It's gone all right. The vision is missing.
Huh? Did somebody steal it?
Ну, нормально. Нормально, да.
Broad daylight.
We don't know when it was taken exactly. I never thought that someone here would have the guts to cross Captain Beidou.
No need to worry. Even the craftiest sleight of hand does not escape nature's watchful gaze.
А что если это он
The culprit has
спиздился?
only acted recently.
Или...
They will not have
Или
gotten
нет?
far.
Или...
The
Я
vision
не
was the
понимаю,
prize
ну
that I
типа
had
кто может?
offered, and it was my responsibility to look after it. I will be certain to get it back.
Well, if you insist. I'll leave the matter to you then. I'll stay here and try to offer some explanation to all the spectators that came to see the match.
If you would, please come with me.
Так, ну, окей.
But we're on an island. Where could he have possibly run to?
Come with me. I can sense the winds are coming.
Да мы как бы тоже чувствуем это всю силу стихии, там вся хуйня, все дела. Идите к ветряному потоку. Куда, бля? А, ладно. Ну, пошли.
Faster.
Я не знаю, успеем мы вообще все-таки или нет.
A wind current?
The winds have come at an opportune moment. Let's seize this chance.
Ну ладно.
Ride the winds upward. From there we can continue our search for clues.
Нет, не долетаю. А, не долетаю. Долетаю. Нормально. сундук. А нахуй мне... Ну, раз уж я сундук тут это активировал, кто его знает, вдруг он за сюжет кто подается, поэтому... Окей, откроем. Поищите зацепки на маленьком острове. Какие, блядь, зацепки? Секунду.
By the way, what made you suddenly think of checking the prize in the first place?
I heard it the moment it was stolen.
Well, then why didn't you stop him?
You'll see shortly.
Ну ладно.
The winds are guiding us forward.
А,
The culprit is
серьезно?
on the opposite shore now.
You can hear that too? What does it sound like?
Hubris.
Чего, блядь?
This way. Follow me. There may be an ambush waiting for us up ahead, but I trust that you are well prepared for such a scenario.
Так, нет, стоп, нам не сюда, нам сюда куда-то, да? Продолжаем погоню, ладно. Ага.
Treasure hoarders, just as I expected. In which case, please stand back.
Да чё там мы сейчас порешаем всех быстренько. Вообще no проблему.
Windblade! With sword comes shadow.
Кто еще? Ага.
Rise. Out of the frying pan. I got
Говорите так, с укравшим вас бога, похитителем сокровищ. Окей, ну пошли. Серьезно, нахуй они сюда лезут? Блять, не вовремя они пришли сюда. Спиздил, блять, прям, ну явно не в самый удачный момент.
You caught up with me? How is that possible?
Да вообще на изи.
I had even prepared a boat to ensure a quick getaway, and still you caught up to me.
No boat could ever match the speed of the wind.
The wind? What are you talking about? Oh, I get it. Your vision. Drat! If I only had a vision. Or if I could activate this one, then you'd never be able to catch me.
This has nothing to do with visions. You may be skilled at vanishing from a crowd, but it seems you know precious little about how to conceal yourself from nature's gaze.
Не обращайте внимания, он странный, да, дружище. Этот казуха, я тоже не понимаю его. Ты не переживай, я тоже не понимаю.
In other words, you failed to meet any of the basic criteria for a grand heist, namely speed, stealth, and style.
You...
But most disappointing of all is the state of the vision in your hand. It appears that the vision doesn't respond to human desire indiscriminately.
Fine, fine. I admit it. I've had my eyes on this vision for quite some time now. I decided to register after hearing that this fighting contest was full of a bunch of lousy fighters. I fought my way to the finals and...
Aha! So you were supposed to be our opponent.
I'd intended to win the contest through skill alone all along, but then you showed up. After watching the semi-finals, I knew that I didn't stand a chance. But I wasn't about to give up on the vision so easily after coming all this way. Since there was no use in trying to face you in the match, I decided to put my skills to good use while everyone's attention was on you and БЭЙ ДОУ. I was convinced I prepared thoroughly for my escape, but somehow you still managed to catch up to me.
Бля, ну с какой стороны я его даже понимаю, пиздец.
Drat. This should have gone differently.
Бля, ну мне его жалко даже, ну сука.
Really? Fine. But you'd better mean it. It didn't activate once I took it anyway. It's nothing but a useless shell to me.
You know, according to the laws of the sea, the penalty for stealing is breaking the culprit's arms.
Меня кто-то начал пиздить, стоп.
Not to mention that the item you stole was a prize. You didn't show up for the final match, and you damaged the reputation of the captain of the Crux fleet. It seems that it would be only fair to brand the word.
Слышь, это Кайдахара, Казуха, блять, меня пиздит, стой. Давай договаривай уже, заебал.
Go that far, do we?
I never would have guessed you could be so cruel. If this is where talking gets me, then forget it. I'll risk a fight.
Меня мотылёк пиздит, ты о чём? Ну, дружище. О, так я тут могу на всю силу разойтись. Ну все, тебе пизда. Ты где там вообще застрял? Да, не повезло тебе, особенно Гобу встретить. О, Гоба это самое страшное. Блять, ну надо было херню пиздануть.
No, no. Do what you want, but please, don't brand my forehead, please!
He has persevered to the bitter end, and now death looms near. Yet still the gods do not bestow their favor upon him. Put down the vision and leave. I've changed my mind. No further punishment for you.
Huh?
What's wrong? Are you asking for more punishment? It's up to you. Such willingness is commendable, and fits the way of the samurai.
No need for that. Thank you for releasing me. You truly are generous.
Да уж.
Huh? Paimon doesn't get it. Were you just trying to scare him?
I take no pleasure in frightening others. I was just testing all possibilities while the vision remained in his hands. When people are forced into a corner, that is when their greatest strength will appear. I thought it may be an opportunity for him to awaken the vision. But unfortunately, nothing happened. Yes. I wanted to know whether it were possible for an extinguished vision to be reawakened. From the moment he stole the vision, I decided to use him for this experiment. I've tried many other methods in the past, though few tales tell of a masterless vision reawakening. After seeing you command multiple elements, I figured that nothing is impossible. Come, why don't you give it a try? Let's see if you can give me the answer I'm hoping for.
Да не, у нас стопудово не получится, потому что мы ж типа это...
I see. So you are also unable to rekindle the vision. No matter.
Не грусти, дружище.
This was expected. I suppose this vision is still mine to take for now.
Yeah, what's the story behind this vision anyway?
The story begins with an old friend. He was once a good friend of mine. One day he asked me about a sword art of which he had heard, the Musono Hitotachi. I told him it can only be witnessed when divine punishment is administered. It is the pinnacle of the Raiden Shogun's skill, a symbol of ultimate power. But he replied, there must be one who can withstand it. There will always be those who dare to brave the lightning's glow. Then, the Vision Hunt decree arrived. People's aspirations were stripped away as the Raiden Shogun began to construct her ideal of eternity. While I was fleeing from place to place, I heard that my friend had challenged the Vision Hunters to a duel before the throne. A solemn yet brutal challenge. The defeated face divine punishment, while the victors gain a second chance. Perhaps he thought he of all people should make a stand. Coming face to face with the Musono Hitotachi was all that he truly desired, after all. When I arrived at Tenshukaku, the duel was over. I heard his sentence of divine punishment, his severed blade hitting the ground. Perhaps that was the glory he had yearned to witness. In his last moments, what expression was on his face? Before I knew it, I had stepped forward and snatched the dying vision and was running from the scene. All I knew was that I mustn't let his hope, which burned so brightly, become buried among the ice-cold statue of a god. Perhaps one day I may come to find that all I have done is meaningless. But as a
Возможно.
wandering samurai, I find meaning in traveling and the sprawling beauty of nature that lies along the way, while still retaining the warrior way in my heart.
Kazuha.
It's just another way of saying I do as I please. All right then, it's time we returned. Allow me to gather the wind for us once more.
Так, ну погнали. Ну шо.
Huh? Did Beta leave
Okay.
already? Maybe she went back to her ship.
If you're looking for the captain, she was summoned by Lady Ningguang. It seems that the Crux clash got out of hand this time and has attracted
Опять
her
что-то
attention.
случилось, я понял.
Captain Beto was muttering something about Ningguang being a stick in the mud as she headed off to Liyue Harbor.
It's not unusual for those two to be at odds with one another.
But still, Captain Beto was disappointed she didn't get to witness the crowning of the new champion. She had been looking forward to it for quite some time.
The one who stole the vision was originally to be this hero's opponent in the final round. He knew he stood no chance of winning the match, thus the wicked idea of stealing the prize took hold in his mind. In which case, the Crux clash comes to a clear-cut conclusion.
Huh? So that's what happened? If that's the case, then the rules stipulate that he is disqualified, and our hero here is the champion.
Paimon thought we'd win and all, but not like this.
It doesn't matter. As the saying goes, honor given is honor deserved. Now, let me go prepare the champion's medal to award you.
Ну, наконец-таки.
Yes, I believe so. Though Captain Beto is no longer present here, I'll be sure she receives word of it. She is a woman of her word. But
Ну
the
чё,
voyage to
поплыли?
Innozuma is a treacherous one. You will be plagued by a perpetual tempest the entire trip. In fact, the relentless rain and wind are also an embodiment of the Raiden Shogun's will to close the nation.
Hold on a second. You're saying she can change the weather just with the power of her mind?
Let us not forget that this is one of the 7 Archons. If Liyue's Morax could form Guyun's stone forest by casting down his stone spears, then it should come as no great surprise that the Raiden Shogun is capable of summoning an eternal tempest. Suffice it to say that if you wish to journey to Innozuma, the Alcor will need some time. You will be notified once all the preparations have been made. In the meantime, I intend to embark on a journey of my own. I will travel all across the vast lands of Liyue in the hope of finding a way to reawaken the vision.
Paimon believes you'll find a way for sure.
Thank you. May both our journeys prove meaningful. One final word of warning. The part of your journey that lies after the storm may well prove to be the most arduous.
Ага. Стоп, подожди. То есть мы еще даже не отправились? Я думал, мы сейчас отправимся. В смысле? Знаете, Катерине... Ой, блядь, не, это, я так понимаю, очень долго. Мы слишком сильно затянем. Я и так затянул. Ну, что поделать. Ладно, я тогда надеюсь, уже в следующем видосе мы доберемся до конца, потому что я хочу уже добраться. Прошло достаточно времени с тех пор, как вы договорились, и вы решили проверить, как продвигаются дела. Ладно, тогда мы пока что закончим. В следующем видосе тогда уже отправляемся в эту ебучую Innozuma в кои-то веки, в конце концов. Эх, значит, зря я затянул видос, надо было следующий затягивать. Ну да ладно, это затянул, следующий затянул, неважно, похер. Как получится. Короче, как-то так вот. Всем спасибо за просмотр, с вами был Антосик. Кстати, я забыл глянуть. Мне же кто-то еще выпал. Сахароза, что ли, мне выпал? Или что там? Да. Я как-то на легендарку обратил внимание, а на это не обратил. Тут тоже что-то далось. Количество зарядов навыка, эксперимент, чего-то там. Я с ней даже особо не играл, поэтому не знаю. Ну ладно, окей. Похер. Короче, как-то так вот получается. Всем спасибо за просмотр. У меня же, блядь, уже голос помутел. С вами был Антосик. До следующего видоса. И всем пока.
Come on.